Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me for today's snapshot. Today we're going to be looking at the Euro-US dollar and its pullback and to see how to trade it. But before we do that, please take note of the following important information. Please note that CFDs are high-risk products and that you should be completely aware of the risks that they pose. Also, please note that this is a general market commentary only and does not constitute investment advice. And finally, these are our sources of information. To start, there have been some interesting comments made today, the first being by the Austrian Central Bank Governor, Robert Holzmann, and he said the ECB might be able to reduce bond purchases during the second half. We also note a comment by ECB Governing Council member Klaas Knight, who has suggested front-loading bond purchases in an effort to control rising yields. And finally, we've got the comments by Finnish Central Bank Governor Olli Rehn, who has noted upside and downside risks and has stated, keep calm and stay the course. Let's just take a look at the Euro-US dollar and see how it is looking. So we're going to bring up the daily Ishimoku, and I want to draw your attention to a few of the characteristics of the Ishimoku. So the first thing to note is, of course, our orange lagging line is below price. So as long as we stay below price, there is a suggestion of a downwards momentum. In other words, with the lagging line below price, price does have the ability to trend. Now, the fact that the lagging line is below doesn't cause the trend, but is an effect of the underlying fundamentals of what may lead to the trend. The second point to note is the black baseline, and you can see that the black baseline has moved in a southeasterly direction, and we have price that is pulled back all the way to the black baseline. And the next point to make is that the forward cloud is also moving in that southeasterly direction and is expanding. So there is a downwards momentum. What we have to keep our eye on, and let me just change the shape from an ellipse to a rectangle. What we want to keep our eye on is whether the black baseline holds its trajectory. In other words, is price going to bounce off of the black baseline? And if it does, well, is it going to have a sustained impulse move down? And you can see we have got some nice rhythm here. There is the movement down, pull back, movement down, pull back. And now we want to see if the baseline acts as resistance. Let's just end off with some key takeaways. So there's been a suggestion of front loading and a possible winding down of bond purchases in the second half. It's going to be interesting how that plays out. We do note that the Euro-US dollar has pulled back to its black baseline, and we're now assessing to see if the baseline holds and if the current up leg falters. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the snapshot, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. And I look forward to speaking with you again in the near future.